Hello, traders. Welcome back to my daily trade journal series and market analysis. I journal every session not just for accountability, but because it helps me spot patterns and mistakes faster. Study shows that you're 3 times more likely to improve when you journal daily. So it's a habit I highly recommend if you want to level up your trading. For today, I made about $230.75 trading MES futures. I was working late last night, so I didn't get much sleep, but I stayed focused throughout the day. And today was monthly expirations, so I didn't want to increase my risk that much. But I did end up making a lot of small trades here. I wasn't sure of the moves a lot of times, so there was areas where I took a lot of small profits. It was a little bit tricky to read the market as I was trading at that time. So let's go and dig into the market, right? So yesterday I talked about this 6335 level, worked out pretty good yesterday, and it kind of worked out okay today. We actually closed right under it, so very interesting to see how that play out tomorrow. We'll dig into that market analysis later on. So here are the signals that happened today. We had market structure flip bullish, which was around here. This played out pretty good. We had a huge move up. It's telling us to buy the dip. It came back down. This could have been a good dip buying opportunities here, and then moved back up, and then came back down, moved up again. There was a lot of like indecisiveness here that made it really hard to try to make that trade. And then eventually over here, we had the 10 a.m. data that came out that pushed us up a lot, only to quickly sell off. So when I saw this push up, I thought we were gonna push to a higher bullish move, but naturally that didn't happen. We ended up breaking under 63.40 and we started going downhill. But that should have been expected because we did have a lot of X7 sell signals today, and X7 sell signals are generally pretty effective. So I'll show you guys that over here. So we have a few X7 sell signal on ES and X7 sell signals on NVIDIA, and some BTC and altcoin sell signals. And then later on, we have small cap sell signals. So what that just means is that momentum is moving to the downside for all those sectors. And we'll probably see that in the coming days as well, possibly Monday. So that's something to keep in mind. And then the rest of the signals we had today was at 11:10. We had a buy signal. Market structure had flipped bearish at 10:30. That was around here. That means you want to short the resistance since the market is net sellers. And then we got a buy signal here, um, which you probably have to double down. We did end up climbing higher from this buy signal, but let me see, 6334 to 6329. Yeah, a 10-point stop loss would have been 10-point stop loss would have been sufficient for that signal, and then we naturally pushed up higher, so that should have worked good. And then we had a 1210. We had the DD sell signal at NQ. This has been a gem, honestly. This DD signal that we built lately, that worked out pretty good. So what that's telling us is that it's speculating that their market are also selling it more downwards. So that end up working out. It's pretty much also looking for divergence too in that signal. So, and as you can see here, we eventually end up coming down. But as we came down here, market structure flipped bullish for some reason. So there was a little bit of conflict of signals there. Market structure flipped bullish, and when it flips bullish, it means you want to start buying the dip. Um, but it was pretty hard to pick the dip to buy because that was at that 633 area. The dip, I guess, would have been 63.28 ish, which did end up heading pretty close to the bottom. Bottom is around 63.25. There is a support. I'll show you that in a little bit as well. So, signal wise, I guess this is slightly conflicting here, but this one worked well, and this one at the 10:30 where market structure flipped bearish, which means you want to short the rips. That kind of worked well, but not much points there. A lot of the move happened here, and then at the end of the day, we just had a slow grind up. So going into market analysis, uh, let's take a look at the level for next week, right? So for next week, we'll move these levels up. So instead of 6,300 being our level for the absolute bottom, I'm gonna move that 6300 level to that 6335 area. So this level, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna push that level to 6335, which is here, right? And then 6315 is the next level. Put that over here. So this is what I'll be looking for on Monday. If we cross over 6335 and we use it as a support, we will continue grinding up on Monday. If we don't make it over this, we're in no man's zone here between 6335 and 6315. Now, if we lose 6315, we'll probably flush more and we'll go into a higher time frame to see that, where we can go to 6306, right? Let's flip over to MES chart for a cleaner chart. So we can also go to like 6300s, 6290s as well. That would be a nice ideal support if we push back down here, like that time over here, for another move up possibly. So those are possibility here. So 63.5 is going to be the big level to watch for on Monday. I hope that helps. Good luck, guys. Have a great weekend and see you guys next week.